Yan! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen in Canada, and good morning in Asia Pacific and in the Philippines. Welcome to another edition of Ayos Hermo at your service. And tonight we have a very interesting topic, and that is about real estate. But before I introduce to you our special guest, I'd like to acknowledge our wonderful sponsors. Our tonight's episode is brought to you by the following sponsors: Ms. Lydia Jimenez and Mr. Eddie Gonzalez of Palabok House, Dr. Cham Ardaniel of Skiller Aesthetics and Laser Center, Attorney Roberto Navarro, Barrister and Solicitor, Pina Suerte, Filipino Variety Store, Paul and Sandra Chua Perez, Julie Bautista, Registered Massage Therapist, Sarah Cedron, Renewed Manual Osteopath and Wellness. And of course, our awesome producers, Mr. and Mrs. Dario Juanillo and Rudy Juanillo of Sariling Atin. And of course, I'd like to remind you, please don't forget to hit subscribe, like, and share our episodes in YouTube. And I welcome and encourage you to send me an email for any suggestions that you may have to improve our shows and our episodes. You can send your suggestions to ayoshermo2024@gmail.com. Now back to our topic for tonight's episode. Without further ado, I'd like to welcome our special guest, Mr. Felipe John Pactacan, Realtor and Mortgage Broker. Hello, Felipe. How are you? Good to see you. Have a seat, please. Your hands are cold. Just relax, okay? And to start our discussion, maybe introduce yourself to the viewers.
Magandang gabi sa lahat ng viewers natin dito sa North America and also sa Asia Pacific. Good evening po. Ako po si John Pactacan, Realtor and Mortgage Broker since 2006 dito po sa Edmonton. So it's been almost been over 18 years na po akong nasa business and I enjoy doing it. I've seen the market when I've seen all kinds of market when it's seller's market, buyer's market. So I've seen the market for the last 18 years.
It's good you mentioned the market. Now, maybe a good way to start a discussion is advise us or enlighten us what is the current market situation in Edmonton?
Yeah, like a regular spring market, spring is always a seller's market. It's always seller's market. Kasi maraming buyers na on the sideline, they've been waiting to buy because of the winter. And at the same time, walang masyadong enough na listing because their sellers are still preparing their properties, getting ready para i-list yung bahay. So, kaya most of the time, pag springtime, is seller's market. But the unusual thing about this market right now is of the interest rate, which is almost like a game changer. So, the reason why I said that, kasi ang interest rate has been high for the last 2 years after pandemic. So Bank of Canada or even around the world, interest rates has been going up and up. But there are, for mortgage rates, has started to come down for the fixed rates. The prime rate, the variable rate, hasn't come down yet, but there are news that's going to come down soon. So what does that mean? So when the interest rates go down, ang mga tao, they're taking advantage of the lower interest rates to buy a property. The reason why is they can get approved for a higher value, higher approval amount. So their purchasing power would be higher because the interest rates go down. So kapag tumaas ang interest rate, mababa ang approval amount nila. Kapag bumaba ang interest rate, tumataas ang pwede lang ma-aprobahan ng bangko sa kanila. So, ang reason nga, ang ano nga lang dyan, is, ang market ngayon is, the reason nga na maraming bumibili ngayon, ang tendency, ang prices tumataas. So, the reason na kaya nagmamadali maraming buyer na yon that they wanna get into the property now, buy a property now, kasi ayaw nila ma-miss out na baka if they waited another month, 2 months, the property they're buying is gonna be at least 10, 15, 20, or $50,000 more.
Oh, okay.
Kaya merong big rush ngayon.
So, inverse proportion pala.
Yeah.
Kung ano.
Yeah, so,
opposite, ano.
yeah, the reason why, kaya last time na, I guess with the sariling atin that was like in fall, I advised na get into property before springtime. But it's still not too late because we don't know where this market is gonna go.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say, it's hard to predict, but the time to buy is when you actually prepare. You're ready to buy.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned about buying, especially for the benefit of newcomers here in Edmonton, ano, yung mga nag-move. Can you give us practical tips or suggestions? What would be the considerations, requirements for that buyers need to consider, and how do they prepare before they engage in the buying activity?
So first of all, is get an appointment or get a mortgage pre-approval.
So number one,
mortgage pre-approval. That's very important. Kasi kahit na hindi ka ready bumili ng bahay or anything, just meet with the mortgage specialist, mortgage broker, just to guide you. Kasi there are times na I have clients na, oh, John, pwede na akong bumili ng bahay ngayon. So I have saved up enough down payment, that. When that time comes na check mo yung credit, there's something na meron lumalabas sa credit na hindi nila alam. They didn't even know na there's something sa credit na they have to fix.
Yes.
So it takes time to fix the credit.
Yeah.
Kasi sometimes may meron silang sign up na sa gym or something na membership, and then they cancel it, pero yung gym na sinalihan nila, they didn't cancel it, and then they brought their credit down.
So sa Tagalog, parang daig ng maaga pang masipag.
Yeah. So,
be ready.
Exactly. So regardless of what, kahit wala kang pang down payment, anything, number one is mortgage pre-approval.
At least naka-ready na. It's ready already.
Oh, mortgage pre-approval, or just meet with your mortgage specialist.
So that's point number one. Now let's go to your point number two.
Number two, syempre yung income mo. No? So, mas maganda sana kung permanent full-time, at saka hindi ka na on the probation, you're permanent, hindi ka on probation.
Yeah.
So yung number two, yung income. Tapos,
number two, income. Okay.
Tapos number two, balik ulit tayo sa income. Kung self-employed ka, kailangan at least minimum na 2 years.
2 years.
So, kailangan
self-employed.
2 years.
Para may record, history.
Yeah, merong history. Tapos, kailangan naman doon is yung notice of assessment na makikita yung i-average yung last 2 years na income mo.
Sa CRA, galing na yung notice of assessment from Canada Revenue Agency, okay?
Tapos number 4, yung down payment.
Number 4, down payment.
Ang minimum down payment is 5% down payment. 5%. Ngayon, may mga clients ako na, John, medyo nahirapan ako mag-ipon ng down payment, pero magandang credit ko, magandang income ko, I want to buy now, I don't wanna wait kasi baka maiwanan ako ng market. So there are ways actually, maghintay ka rin kasi kung kunyari wala ka namang loan, you can get an RSP loan. Kasi ang RSP pwede mong gamitin pang down payment. So, mag-RSP ka muna, but before you do that, make sure na all the numbers will be still okay kasi magiging loan yon. So, pwede ka mag-RSP loan. After mga 3, 4 months, 6 months, pwede mong gamitin yung withdraw yun and then use it as a down payment.
Now, you mentioned about the down payment, Felipe, no? Dati kasi, maybe my stock knowledge is 15 years or 20 years old. At that time, merong tinatawag na 10% and then 5% kung National Housing Authority approval. No? Is it still the same situation, same HC?
Yeah, so, ganda yun, ano? If you're putting more than 20% down or more, you're not subject to the default insurance.
Okay,
yung default insurance, it could be a CMHC, dating Jewel Sagin na ngayon. So, kasi by
ano reason why kinakailangan default insurance? Yeah.
Kasi by required, every time you're buying a property, you're actually required to put 20% down.
Yun ang standard.
So, exactly. Yeah. Since na mahirap mag-ipon ang mga tao ng 20% down, so the government is helping the buyers na okay, you can put as little as 5% down, but you'll be subject to a default insurance.
So it's a government program in place to help new or first-time home buyers.
Exactly. Yeah. So the more you down payment you put, the lesser yung default insurance. So I think pag 5% ang down mo, 4.1% yung default insurance. So idadagdag yun sa one-time fee, idadagdag yun sa mortgage loan mo, and then your beginning balance ng mortgage mo will start from there. So it's not a one-time fee na you have to pay right away.
Okay.
It's not it will be added sa sa mortgage balance mo, and then i-amortize
sa monthly payments.
Exactly.
Okay. So that's number 4. So, next point.
Bali, yung apat na yun ang importante sa pagbili ng bahay. So, pero very, very important yung mortgage pre-approval para ma-ready mo na yung kung ano yung mga kailangan mo para when the time comes na ready ka nang bumili, then you're prepared.
So, for the benefit of our viewers, can you summarize again the 5 points?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So, number 1, meet with your mortgage specialist, mortgage broker, get a pre-approval. Para i-itemize yung mga kailangan. Number 2, yung income. Number 2, income. So, get a permanent job. Then, sa income, kailangan din natin ang pay stub. So, number 3, yung, sabi ko sa number 3, credit, income, at saka yung down payment. Yung down payment, sabi ko nga, 5% ang minimum down. And then there are ways to help you para maano mo yung down payment. As long as magandang credit mo at wala ka masyadong loan.
Yes. Number 5?
Yun ay actually. Yun ay last. Pero when it comes sa credit, very important ang credit. Ang credit score mo. Kasi tinitingnan ng banko yun. Merong mga kliyente ako na maganda credit ko kasi wala akong credit card eh. Pero hindi tama yun. Kasi ang credit, tataas ang credit mo kung may credit card ka na ginagamit mo and you're paying your on time.
Balance.
Exactly. At saka, ang balance mo sa credit, kunyari, may credit card ka, ang limit ng credit card mo is, let's say, is $10,000. So, kailangan ang balance mo is less than 1/3. So, kung 10,000 ang limit mo, kung nag-iiwan ka ng balance sa credit card mo, at least, below 3,300 o 3,000 kung mag-iwan ka ng balance sa credit card.
Okay.
So, kasi yun yung tinitingnan nila. Kasi pag max out mo yung limit mo, then your credit score will go down. Yeah. Tapos, ang minimum credit score na magandang interest na makukuha mo is 680, ang beacon score na tinatawag.
Okay. Explain mo yung beacon score na yun.
Yung beacon score, yung beacon score, yung tinitingnan ng mga lender na yung doon nila nire-rate kung you're good credit na it's worth lending money to you. Yeah. So, yun ang natawag na beacon score.
Okay. Now, interesting topic, but before we continue, I'd like to acknowledge again our generous sponsors. Tonight's episode is brought to you by the following: Palaboc House, Ms. Lydia Jimenez and Mr. Eddie Gonzalez, Dr. Cham Ardaniel of Skin Loan Aesthetics and Laser Center, Attorney Roberto Navarro, barrister and solicitor, Pina Suerte, Filipino Variety Store with Paul and Sandra Chua Perez, Julie Bautista, registered massage therapist, Sarah Cedron, renewed manual osteopath and wellness. Of course, our awesome producers, Mr. and Ms. Darion Ludi Juanillo of Sarili Atin. And I also like to take this opportunity to for a shout out of our dear viewers. We have Erica Tanyag, our loyal viewer, palagi nanonood sa atin yan, and then Ray Magtarayo, and of course, my dear friend Arnie Andres. Thank you guys for watching, and hope you continue to support our show. Now back to Felipe here. Felipe, you've discussed about the buying requirements. Now let's go to an overview. Discuss the buying process itself, so that our viewers will understand how it's done, what takes place, and what are the requirements.
So, kunyari, ready ka nang bumili ng bahay, nagawa mo na yung pre-approval mo lahat, you're pre-approved, then you're gonna pick choose your realtor. So, samahan ka ng realtor mo, you're gonna look at houses, you're gonna start viewing houses. So, let's say may nakita na kayong property. Nakita na mo na yung property na yan. So, you're about to make an offer. So, first step is making an offer with your realtor. So, yung realtor mo will suggest you ng ganito ang mga prices sa area na to, kasi sa ganitong neighborhood, then you make your offer. You based on that criteria na in-advise ng realtor mo. So when you make an offer, sa offer mo, there will be the price you're offering, yung possession date, kung anong date ang gusto mong lipat. Ang third, yung shuttle, yung mga kasamang mga appliances, anything, you write it down. And yung pang-apat, yung conditions. Yung conditions is, ang very common condition is yung property inspection at saka financing, which is yung mortgage. Kapag condo naman ang dilimin mo, kailangan mo ng review ng condo documents.
Yeah.
So yun ang mga
yung bylaws saka financial statements.
Exactly, yun when that's sa offer, yun ang lalagay mo. Ngayon, pag na-submit yung offer, you're going to the negotiation process. So ipapadala mo yung offer ng realtor mo sa realtor ng seller na ito yung offer namin, and then you start negotiating. Start negotiating
yung
the price,
purchase price, selling price.
Purchase price,
Yeah.
yung possession date, kung mga onimang condition. So,
tsaka kung may mga included na appliances or whatever.
Exactly. So ang very common is yung price at saka yung possession date. So mostly sa price. So kunyari nagkasundo na kayo sa price, you agreed on a price, and then meron na acceptance. So accept ng seller yung offer mo. Ang next step doon is you have to give a deposit. Yung deposit na yon, yung deposit mo could be $5,000, $10,000, yun refundable yon. Kapag yung condition, hindi ka nag-remove ng condition. So, doon sa offer mo, meron condition, right?
Yes.
Sa condition yon, usually you're given 10 business days. Yun ang very common. It could be shorter than that, it could be a little longer than that.
Can you give an example of conditions, subject to conditions?
Yun ang subject condition. Kaya nag-offer kang ganyan. So, ang condition mo is, okay, yung financing. So, property inspection, tsaka condo documents. So, you're asking 10 business days para ma-meet mo yung condition na yun. Kasi with that 10 business days, is very important yung financing. Kasi yung pre-approval mo is just a pre-approval.
Okay.
The actual approval comes na kapag may property na at merong accepted offer na. So, pero na accepted offer, papadala mo yung offer na yon sa banko. Then the banko will assess the whole thing, the property, yung actual application mo, yung income mo lahat, i-review lahat ng mga documents na yon. So, you have 10 business days para magawa yon. So, usually ang ginagawa ko, financing kailangan magawa ka agad right away. Tapos we'll do the inspection. Kasi we don't want to spend ng property inspection na hindi pa tapos yung financing mo. Gagastos ka ng mga $500, $600 sa inspection. Tapos suddenly, hindi ka pala ma-approvean for whatever reason.
Sayang lang.
Masasayang. So, we do that always at the end. So, at the same time, kapag condo naman, we request namin lahat ng condo documents sa seller. Sa seller's realtor. So, as soon as na ma-provide yung condo documents na yun, you have spend as much time do sa condo documents na yon, because you need to know what's in there because you're the one buying the property.
You mentioned about condo documents. What are the items that the buyer and his agent look into so far as the condo documents are concerned?
May mga company na they do the review for you. Pero I suggest na since na ikaw ang titira doon, ikaw bibilo, mas maganda ikaw na bumili and you save money kasi I think $500 they will charge you para mag-review ang documents para sa iyo. Pero ang suggestion mo, you buy it, and then if you have any questions dun sa condo document, tanungin mo yung seller o ask your realtor for help. So sa condo documents, ang mga important doon yung mga bylaws, kunyari no pets policy, merong mga age restriction, merong mga mature na 55 and above lang, o ano yung mga what's allowed within the condo, kung ano yung pwede mong gawin at pwedeng hindi.
Do's and don'ts.
Oo, doon sa bylaws niya. So, very important. Tapos, number 2, yung mga, marami. Ang isa pa doon yung mga reserve fund study, kung merong enough pera ba yung condo.
Sa financial statement.
Financial statement. Check mo yung financial statement. Kung merong enough na funds yung kung merong bang possibility na magkaroon ng special assessment. Meron pa tinatawag ng special assessment.
Yes.
Ang special assessment is, kunyari, merong kailangan gawin, i-maintain sa building o sa townhouse.
Halimbawa yung roof, nasira, di ba?
At
Singles,
hindi sila prepared, wala silang budget for it. Kasi for whatever reason, hindi sila meron yung tawag na one-time special assessment na, okay, hindi natin kayang ma-provide itong sa reserve fund natin, sa budget natin. We have to ask each owners to chip in ng mga, let's say, $600 every unit para magawa yun.
Pero yung $600 na yun, is it one time kaagad o pwedeng i-ano na sa monthly condo pay?
Depende yun. So, kasi hindi naman lahat kayang afford. Kasi kung $600, most likely kakayanin ng mga owner yun.
Yeah.
Pero there are times na ang assessment is like $6,000, $7,000. So, ang ginagawa ng property management, o miski mga board of directors, which is actually the owners din, sila yung owners din is they get a loan from the bank para may pera na pampagawa.
Okay.
So, yung loan na yon is individually sa per unit, babayaran mo. So, bukod sa condo fees mo, meron kang babayaran na additional special assessment na loan para ma-pay off yung ano na yan.
So, para magkakaroon ng second charge or second mortgage sa bawat unit?
Parang gano'n.
Parang gano'n, ano?
Tapos at the same time, may mga question ako na, Diyos, ayoko mabili ng condo dahil sa condo fee. Which is, dahil wala kang control, which is I can understand that.
Yeah.
Pero ang one thing na sometimes na hindi lang na-realize is yung condo fee is actually decided, yung condo fee, yung mga owners din. Kasi ang isip nila kanang property management nag-decide. Although yung mga property management, nag-advise sila kung anong kailangan natin kasi kung hindi tayo mag-increase ng condo fee, kukulangin natin reserve fund.
Yeah.
Pero ang decision is actually
Owners.
sa mga owners, which is actually the board of directors, na owners din.
Yeah.
So, very important sa condo is yung mga board of directors mo is marunong sila, they understand, and then they find ways where to save, at saka yung property management mo, magaling din. Hindi yung they just spend money here and there, mauubos yung then tatas na sa condo fee.
Very good, thank you. Now, again, as usual, we want to summarize it. Can you summarize the whole process para magkaroon sila ng overview idea? Yung by process, the process itself, yung mga steps.
Hindi, kasi balik mo nga yung offer first, tapos yung negotiation, mag-negotiate sa price at saka sa possession, tapos yung acceptance, na pag sinaccept na ng seller, tapos yung nasa once na-accept na ng seller, magde-deposit magde-deposit na yung buyer. Yung sabi ko nga, yung deposit na yon is initial deposit will be part of your down payment. Let's say ang down payment mo 20,000.
Yeah.
Yung deposit mong 5,000 na kapag in-accept na yung offer will be part of the down payment. So kung 20,000 ang total down payment mo, 5,000 na yung deposit mo, yung 15,000 is due yon mga a week before ng actual possession date mo. Diyon ibigay mo na sa true lawyers na yon.
Lawyers.
Tapos sabihin, balik ulit tayo doon. So nag-deposit na. So you have 10 business days to ma-meet mo yung condition na yon, ma-remove mo yung condition na yon. Tapos once na na-remove mo yung condition, it's actually considered sold na. So yung for the time being na in-accept yung offer at hindi ka pa nag-remove na condition, yun tinatawag na pending.
Kasi sabi nila, offer pending.
Sinasabi nila, ano ba yung pending? Sabi niya, available pa ba yung property niya? Pending na yan. Ano yung sabi ng pending? Sabi ng pending na yon, yung seller nag-accept na ng offer.
Pending offer.
Sabihin, hindi pa siya sold, pero it's pending dahil...
So parang pipila ka na lang.
Parang sabihin, pero pending dahil yung buyer na in-accept ng offer, meron siyang condition
na hindi pa
nare-remove kasi ginaskas niya pa yung financing niya. Okay. So once na nare-remove yung condition, it's actually sold.
Okay.
Pero may mga times na whatever reason na hindi na-aprobahan bigla yung buyer, then they cannot remove the condition.
Yes.
Kasi kunyari, meron pa lang sa credit na hindi nakita, na miss out ng mortgage broker, hindi ma-aprobahan, then they cannot remove the condition. So, pag hindi remove the condition, yung deposit, yung deposit mong 5,000, ibabalik naman sa iyo. Tapos, available na yung property sa market. So, everyone can make an offer again.
Okay.
Oo. Tapos, tapos once na yung condition, sold na yung property, ang next appointment mo is sa lawyers na.
Okay.
Usually yung meeting mo sa lawyer, mga 1 week before ng possession date.
Yeah.
Kasi once na na-aprobahan ka na, yung mortgage specialist mo, yung mortgage broker mo, yung lender nun, yung kung saan ka hiram, sa bangko ka hiram, papadala ng mortgage instructions sa lawyer. So, once napadala ng instructions sa lawyer, i-prepare na ng lawyer yung mga requirements, yung mga conditions.
Searches, mga searches.
Ng kung makailangan.
Yeah.
So, once na na-prepare na ng lawyer yung mga tatawag sa'yo para may appointment sa'yo, then you sign the documents, then you will give the balance of the down payment. So, down payment na yon is tatawag sa lawyer at okay, ito yung dadalhin mong funds. Right? Dadalhin mong funds. So, sabi ko, bakit tumawag sa akin lawyer? Dapat, let's say, 20,000 yung down payment, 5,000 yung nabigay mong deposit.
Yes.
Dapat 15,000 lang. And tumawag sa akin lawyer, sabi, magdadala ko ng 18,000. Bakit mayroon 3,000?
Ano yung paliwanag mo?
Yun ang very common na, bakit sinarge ako ng lawyer na gano'ng kalaki? Ngayon, kasi depende yan, So, ang una-una, yung 15,000, yun yung balance mo sa down payment.
Yes.
Yung additional na 3,000 o 4,000.
Ano yun? What is that for?
Yung una-una, merong lawyer's fees. Yung lawyer's fees, hindi yung the whole 4,000. Ang lawyer's fees usually mga $800 to $850 lang actual lawyer's fees.
Yes.
Ang nagpapamahal doon is yung mga registration ng mortgage.
Wonderful.
You're the new owner of the property, the proud owner of the property.
Very informative. Now, okay, let's give the scenario situation for the viewers, ako, Felipe, I'm interested to buy a property. Do I approach you and ask your help, or do I go around sa mga show homes or look at properties na naka-offer for sale? Enlighten us. Paano bang procedure?
Yung mga usually, ang mga clients, para kumilos sila, tarang bumili, is makita mo lang, maganda yung property niyo. And then you start giving idea, bumili tayo ng bahay.
Yeah.
Yun yung usually common lang.
Yeah,
pero ang very important nga, sabi ko nga, kasi ako, as a mortgage broker and a realtor, mga client ko, I guide them every step of the way. Because I'm involved in every transaction.
Yeah.
So, mapa-mortgage ang question o mapa-real estate, I can answer those questions.
That's it. That's the advantage you have.
At any time, I'm just one text message away and they can have an answer.
Yeah.
Kasi I'm not saying okay din sa bangko. Ang the only thing sometimes na medyo narinig ko sa mga client ko na is tawag ka sa bangko, mag-pick ng appointment, and then they'll magre-return call. It takes a while to just answer one question.
Yes.
So yun ang mga so yun ang very important na yung talagang mortgage pre-approval. Kasi doon nakasalali kung yung bibili mong bahay, kung magkano ang budget mo.
Very good. Now, since diniscuss mo na rin yung whole real estate process sa mortgage, for the benefit of the viewers, tell them which company you work for and your phone number, which we also display in the edited version, please.
Ako nga si Felipe John Pagtakan. I'm with Sterling Real Estate for over 12 years in that company, that brokerage. So you can reach me at 780-934-4765. Kung mga question kayo, anything about mortgage, real estate, and also actually, hindi ko na-mention, I'm also a landlord. So I own a few rental properties. Kung mga investors, you wanna start into the investment in real estate, I can answer those questions for you too.
Now, that is for another episode. Felipe, can we invite you to discuss
anytime,
real estate investing? Wow, kita nyo kompleto tong guest natin. By the way, I'd like to make the following announcements. April 27, they're holding the SEPA Bazaar.
MTS, Millwood Town Center.
Millwood Town Center. Watch out for it. May 31st, we have the Hearts Party. Hearts means Humanitarians of Edmonton Association Ready to Serve. Yan po ang Hearts Society natin ng Edmonton. At May 31st, sa Palabok House po. Okay? Watch out for the poster. We're coming out with the poster. And on June 1st, we have the Mabuhay Heritage Month. Okay? And I understand there'll be announcements also going out about that. Sir Darius? Yeah. Okay, so back to the program. Thank you very much, Felipe.
You're welcome.
And then before we end, I'd like to acknowledge again our generous sponsors, Ms. Lydia Jimenez and Mr. Eddie Gonzalez of Palamok House, Dr. Cham Daniel of Skinler Aesthetics and Laser Center, Attorney Roberto Navarro, Barrister and Solicitor, Pina Suerte, Filipino Variety Store, Paul and Sandra Chuas Perez, Julie Bautista, Registered Massage Therapist, Sarah Sendron, the new manual osteopaths, and of course our generous and wonderful and awesome producers, Mr. and Ms. Dario and Ludi Monillo of Sariling Atin. Watching right now, we want to acknowledge also Angie and Gilbert Rosete, Baida Pagtakan, and Rose Gonzalez. Again, I'd like to remind you to please share, like, and subscribe at our YouTube channel, Ayos Hermo, and I welcome and encourage you to email to me, send me by email any suggestions on future topics that you may want to see in our program. Send it to ayoshermo2024@gmail.com. Maraming salamat po for viewing, Mr. Felipe. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
At bago natin tapusin na siya, ano masasabi mo? Ayos.
Ayos.
Hermo, at your service. Maraming salamat po. God bless everyone.